it's just a beautiful setting, and I know Joya's worked so hard to get it all together and make everyone feel, and I think she did a great job to, make it the studio that she wanted, where it's just a beautiful place.
Yes,
Yeah.
Joya Santorelli is the founder of Santosha Yoga,
Mhm.
and it started in her backyard during COVID, and after she graduated, she felt passionate.
Look, the biggest podcast where you can learn them lessons. Line for line where you can learn from different sections. Made it out the mud, come tell your story, blessings. Never know who listening, never know who stressing. Devon gave you a voice, come speak your honest truth. Line for line, go bar for bar, it's up to you. Wanna talk sports, gov, and politics? Wanna talk about where you from and your accomplishments? Then Line for Line is really where you need to be. A platform that's really made for folks like you and me. You can find it all no matter what you seek. Whether you calling or you listening, tune in every week.
Just like that, we are back on Kenosha's favorite podcast, Line for Line. I have two very special women in the building today. I will let them introduce themselves to the world.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Gigliotti-Giroux.
I am Laura Gaddy.
And what is it that you two ladies do? What is your profession that we're here to discuss today?
Yoga instructor.
Yep, yoga instructor and social emotional learning facilitator.
Nice. So you ladies can both take the time to tell me a little bit about you before we get this episode started.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, nice.
I work part-time at Bellissima's Boutique downtown. I also am teaching yoga. I went to St. Joe's High School.
Oh, Kenosha native. Yay.
Class of 95.
Yeah, nice.
I lived in Kenosha County for a while as a teenager, and I went to UW Milwaukee, studied fine arts,
Okay.
and I lived in Chicago, and then moved back here.
So you're a Bears fan then?
I lived in Chicago and Wrigleyville and cheered for the Brewers.
Oh my gosh, I gotta kick you out. I'm sorry. How about you, ma'am?
Grew up, born and raised Kenosha. Went to Bradford.
Yay! Yay!
Parkside, graduated from Parkside, and I went into sales. My most recent job, because of COVID, they let go about 600 people. So it was my most favorite job, and so that was heartbreaking for me. I was in sales and was killing it and loved it, and then they just decided that they're no longer going to manufacture that product. So kind of had to figure out what I was going to do, and that was during COVID and during quarantine, and everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of yoga via Zoom. And just kind of getting through COVID and quarantine. So that really helped me. And then once everything started kind of opening up a little more, I started going into the studio, and Joya kind of pushed me to go get my license, my teacher training certificate. So I went to a place in Illinois, pretty intense program for about a month. It was 10-hour days, and got my teacher training, and here I am for now. I really enjoy it and love it, and like I said, yoga got me through all of the quarantine and really mentally helped me through it. Mm-hmm. And now I love, flowing everyone through their practice and hopefully helping them a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So can you ladies just tell us a little bit about the location that you are employed at and the great things that you ladies offer there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. We work for Santosha Yoga. We practice teaching at Santosha, and as Laura said, we started as students. So it really helped me too during COVID, mm-hmm. and it's a wonderful place to find peace of mind and all the wonderful things yoga does for you, the physical aspects. We have all levels from mm-hmm. meditation, basic yoga. We have yen yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you have it all.
Yeah.
I know, all the way to Pilates, full workouts.
That yoga sculpt, slow flows, just so many different things to offer. A little bit for everybody.
Yeah. Do you guys have that HIIT yoga
Yeah.
that's been sweeping the nation by
Yes.
storm. It's been, oh my
Yes.
gosh, I would love to try
Our
that.
instructor Brooke does HIIT classes.
No
so,
way.
Yeah.
What about for beginners, for like someone like me who feel like they're a little bit stiff, they're scared to get out there and even try because they don't want to make a fool of themselves? Like,
I think that's the everyone's just worried about making a fool of themselves, or that everyone's going to judge them. And the best thing about Santosha is nobody judges. It's the four corners of your mat is what we like to say, and nobody truly even notices the person next to you, because I think that we're so in tuned to working on ourselves and trying to get to that next pose that nobody even notices if you're a beginner or if you've been coming to, this is your 5th class this week. It's very inviting, and I think we really try to cheer on each other, truly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The community
Yeah.
feel. And if you're really insecure, the basic yoga class is a great way to start. It tells you about how to place your foot,
What?
how to center your body, how to position your arms and your legs.
yeah. So for those listeners at home, where would they go to find you guys? You ladies, excuse me. I said guys.
We have the app, the Santosha app. You can download on your phone. You can also go visit the website. I want to say it's santoshayoga.com,
Yes.
I believe. Also, we're on Instagram and Facebook. So many different places, that you can ask questions or just kind of see the different classes and what you would need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can always contact us individually and ask questions.
Nice. So can you ladies just tell us a little bit on how you got into yoga, your story of you breaking into the door of yoga?
Ooh, okay, I started, my very first class was with my grandma when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
But then in college, I revisited yoga as a full force class.
What?
Yes. It
At
was,
UWM?
At UW-Milwaukee.
Okay.
It was part of the fine arts program. And I took 3 classes there, and it was beautiful, wonderful, and I've never given it up since.
Nice. What about you?
I didn't practice it fully, and it was like here and there. I mean, maybe college, I would take a class here and there, and then after I would maybe go and put like a DVD in and take, that class. But it really had to be something that I was interested in, because sometimes I feel people get bored in yoga, and I think that's a misconception that it's not just this boring flow of moving. I mean, we really work hard on our playlist to make sure that everyone's so happy and involved in it, and then just the flow of it all, and so. I just really didn't start to really get into it until truly quarantine, really. Yeah.
Yeah, we also pride ourselves on never giving the same class twice.
Yeah.
It's always going to be different.
It's always even, so that means the playlist is going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
Even too?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. Now I may know the answer from you just because I heard you talk about you started with your grandma. But where would you say the passion from yoga stems from?
Ooh. My passion for yoga stems from needing to go back and looking at a psychological balance. In my household, I have a little boy who has severe anxiety, and I also during quarantine suffered from depression and anxiety. I had a really hard time. And so I took a deep dive during quarantine and did an online program called Breathe for Change.
Breathe for Change?
Yes, and it's all about leading with love. And my passion came as I dove deeper into it. I really connected with the lessons and the asanas and all of the teaching and how it related to each individual person and how it can guide you into a different shape of a life. You can make your life whatever you want it to be.
I think my goosebumps are coming over here with what you just said. Really good. How about you, ma'am?
Just the inner want. It's a different feeling once you're in a class or you're just sitting there and moving through these poses. For me, it was like fun to push myself to think like, that's a really cool pose, but I could never do that.
Yeah.
And then, class after class, or like even like holding a high plank for 15 seconds. When I first started, I'd have to go down on my knees, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, I mean it's such what you see yourself and you see other people and the how much you grow, And now, you're doing headstands, and some people are like in poses they never thought they would, and seeing their face and how excited they are and how excited I was when I first got into the pose is just really, truly, it's like heartwarming and it's exciting, and you want to do more, and see what your body can do more of. And it's just this really fun thing for me. And that's, it's not like and then it's not just the movements, but it's the deeper inside, helping you through a lot of things that you didn't know that it was going to, and just, it's just a very interesting thing to go through.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
How big would you say your normal class sizes are on a typical day?
We can fill 21 in there. So right now, I think because everyone's just like needing to get into the studio, so it's been pretty busy. We've been having full classes.
Nice.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about the new studio that I saw and that I heard about. I heard so much great stuff about it. Yes. So just tell us a little bit about the feeling of having the new studio and what you set out to accomplish with the new space.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very peaceful. It's like a serenity feeling as you walk in with the unity of the colors and the words painted on the wall as a prayer. They're, if you're in the workout studio area, on the back wall there's a mural that I painted that with words picked out from Joya, whose studio it is.
I'm so sorry to cut you off, but it sounded like you said that you painted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Continue. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just caught that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a local artist as well. So I painted the mural I painted it all words. So what I did was I drew it on the wall with chalk, and then I went back and painted each letter. And it's a labor of love.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. What are your thoughts on the new space?
It's beautiful. It's, we came from one space where it actually started in her home gym. And then, from that space have moved into this. And, it was a little bit of a transition just because we all were used to that. And even in the home gym, it was very homey and very, we made it as much into a yoga studio as we could, heated and everything. Now moving and transitioning into the actual studio, it's beautiful. And the heat in there and the humidity, and we we're working on the perfect heat and humidity, and I think we have it, but it's just a beautiful setting, and I know Joya has worked so hard to get it all together and make everyone feel and I think she did a great job to make it the studio that she wanted, where everyone's it's just a beautiful place.
Yes, yeah. Joya Santorelli is the founder of Santosha Yoga, and it started in her backyard during COVID. And after she graduated, she felt passionate enough about it to bring us all together when we couldn't be inside. And so it's just such a wonderful expression of her heart.
Sure.
That is actually pretty amazing because COVID is only almost 2 years old.
I know.
And for you guys to have a new space already, like within that time frame, that's nothing short than a miracle.
Yeah.
Like, can keep up the good work. And we'll definitely talk a little bit more about your painting because I want my space painted as well now too. So I might have found someone new.
There you go.
But continuing on back into these questions, would you say that yoga has helped with just your overall career goals in general in life?
Yeah. For now, sales is always my passion. But this, I think, actually it has. I'm able to maybe in the future, if I do go back into the corporate world, I'm more comfortable speaking in a public setting with a large group of people, where maybe being in sales, I always have to be loud and, aggressive a little bit. But I think this has helped me build a little bit more of my confidence, definitely.
Nice,
yes.
Nice. What about
and just yoga in general, I think builds our confidence. Yeah.
Yes, definitely built my confidence. I was a stay-at-home mom with a couple part-time jobs here and there. And making the commitment to go to yoga teacher training was a huge step for me.
Yeah.
I did it with a really close friend, and I was doing it so that we could have like a support back and forth to make sure we finished.
Nice.
Yes, and it really has changed my perspective of what I'm capable of. And now I'm out looking for an extra job.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what type of job is it that you're interested?
All different jobs. I'm not going to close off any avenue. I'm ready for more responsibility outside of my home because I was a stay-at-home mom for so long.
There you go.
16 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's time, right?
Now, speaking from someone who's scared of yoga, I'm just like scared of it. Can you just tell us a little bit about how you guys help people overcome being scared to start yoga and get out there and try something new?
Sure. I think you want to go in with an open mind. You don't want to, and obviously we don't want you to be scared. We're not asking you to, do a headstand your first day. We want you to come back. We want you to feel that peace and feel those movements. And you're going to sweat, but it's going to be a good feeling once you're done. And you're going to I think you're just going to sit there and be after namaste and say, oh, good. Wow, I did that. And I'm proud of myself. And you should be proud of yourself, because, you did something you never have before. And, it's an amazing feeling.
Most of the time we say the hardest part about coming to a class is actually coming through the door.
Yeah, and showing up.
Showing up. And we are so proud of each person who actually takes those steps and rolls out a mat and tries it for the first time. It's amazing.
We always say, thank yourself for coming because you did come, and, that's scary. And new things are scary sometimes,
And once you're in the practice of it, keeping up with it is even a struggle sometimes. Like we get so busy, we need to make time for ourselves, our well-being, and our mental health, and taking that moment to have a clear mind.
Sure.
Yes,
and even as now instructors, we don't get a chance a lot of time to do our own practice, so we have to make our time as well. Make sure we get in there. And it's tough sometimes, but, you just have to,
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, you forget about why you started it in the first place.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, as two top-tier instructors, what would you ladies say your ideal instructor is? And this may be a loaded question because you guys are the best of the best, so it's kind of hard to compare to yourself. But what would you say?
I don't know. I like the way my flows are, and that's just how I was taught. So that's why I like it. It's more of a fast flow, a lot of movement, a lot of breath, a lot of changing poses. So my instructors that I like the most are a little bit like that, but still have a really good focus on why we're here and, your thoughts and, keeping it inside, but I like the fast-paced workout a little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah, but I also like slow flow, and I like yin classes. So it kind of depends on how you're feeling that day. Truly,
I totally understand that.
I personally like a harder class with weights and
Really?
bands.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh! You try to kill me on my first day.
I like to take those classes. I teach slow, beginner, posture, and mindfulness.
Nice.
So my classes that I teach are the opposite of what I need physically, because I can see from a different perspective what you might need. And we shape the class almost a little bit as we're going for the people who are there.
Sure, absolutely. We kind of have to read the room. If we see you all are who will bring you down and who will change some things up. We don't have, it's not written in stone of what we have to do in our sequence. It's just kind of make it up as you go a little bit sometimes too, because, if we see that you're struggling a little bit, well, let's take it back a notch and do something a little slower then.
Yes. Now, as we get ready to close out this amazing episode, why Santosha Yoga? Why?
Well, it's funny that Santosha, so you would think it was a play on words, but Santosha is actually one of the yamas that means contentment. So I think just the start of that is an amazing kind of flow. But why Santosha? Like I said, Joya has really made it a community, and it's a family community, and everyone that steps in the door, I guess if you're a beginner, if you've never gone before, if you've been coming for the past 2 years, you're always welcome, you're always wanted, you're always loved, you're always taken care of, and And that's really what we're pushing and not pushing, but wanting people to feel. And Joy has done an amazing job to make everyone feel that way. You know, she'll check on you after, sending a text, even asking you how the class went. And, you know, we all want you to be happy and, you know, and I think that's why Santosha, it's just an amazing place.
Yes,
that's my opinion. I don't, yeah.
Yes, for sure. Yes, the community that was built it's one of the most supportive communities I've ever been a part of. And you know that I've been a part of many communities here in Kenosha.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love each and every one of them for different reasons. But this is the most supported individually of each other that I've ever felt.
Oh, wow.
And so bringing this idea and this concept to my greater Kenosha would be my dream.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it looks like you're on a great start. You're definitely building up that following, and obviously it takes step by step. So I'm definitely believe that you can get it done. Now, like I said, as we're closing out, is there anyone that you ladies would like to shout out, say hello to, or anything like that?
Just our Santosha community.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Hey guys.
all of our friends.
Yeah, I mean, it truly is the amount of friends that we've made during, you know, being part of it is, you know, you never would have thought, you know.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Nice.
I would like to invite everybody in all of my communities to come take a class or to invite us to come to their places and teach them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, with that being
Yes.
said, we just wrapped up another amazing episode of Line for Line. I greatly appreciate you ladies for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, ma'am.
Calling, know you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.